And we are back. Roll up, everybody gather, come and join. One man went to more that afternoon slot. So we are back, but are you back with us? Is the question. Gather, come and join, and let's discuss our matters Nigeria related. That sessions, those sessions rather that we do often, we're doing one of them again, and of course, you now a part of the proceedings. So come, let's proceed together. One man went to more that short session that usually happens round about this time of the day. It is happening now, so just be here now. An open microphone session, as I often say, and the open microphone is the hyperlink in the comment section that says StreamYard. So if you want to come participate directly on the screen, just click on that hyperlink and you'll be here. One man went to mow, the eagle has landed.
Only water, water, only water, where they see ma. Water, 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 water. Only water, where they see ma. Hapa o naido. Hapa o naido. Hapa you don't come o. Hapa o naido. Oro kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mùrè o. Ilé sọ́díyà kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mùrè o. Bobby master kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mùrè o. Chifu fáìlà tí kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mùrè o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mùdé. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mùdódò jàre o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ Ghana ti dé ẹgbẹ́ bọ́dì o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ ẹ̀yẹ o ó dilé o. Odúyẹ̀lá ẹ̀yẹ o ó dilé o. Petro Sọ́nàmẹ̀ ẹ̀yẹ o ó dilé o. Petro Sọ́dúnkẹ́ ẹ̀yẹ rẹ̀ ó dilé o. Ẹlẹ́kọ̀ ọ̀run mú ìní o. Àkùkọ ọ̀run méjìkọ. Ikú kò ní ríwà gbéṣe o.
And there you are. Iku Kone Riwagbeshe, powerful prayers by the Kegites. So Iku Kone Riwagbeshe, just bear with me on just 1 second. Iku Kone Riwagbeshe, as guys, I bring you this. Appeal court nullifies Prophet Sotitobire's life sentence over missing 1-year-old boy. Acquits preacher in ONDO. So this is a long-standing narrative. There was just to take you back and refresh your memory. This was an incident that happened a year and a half, maybe even 2 years ago. This guy now, Sotito Bire, he one of those preacher men that we have dotted all over Nigeria. He is especially based in Ondo State, so famous chap. But then, and of course, a lot of people go to all of these places to have their problems solved. So, apparently, under his watch, a child went missing, and the attribution then quickly went to him because, of course, all of the allegations that they level against this preacher man. So quickly, he was arrested, was paraded quite publicly, and thrown into jail. I think actually went through the court processes and was jailed. But it looks as though now the appeal court has reversed that judgment. So exactly what's playing out there, we'll find out just shortly. So this next story somewhat intrigues me because I don't quite know how this person arrived at this thought. Um, this is nothing to do with politics. This is more to do with our life. This is just a human interest sort of narrative. If a man is 35 and not married, he is bi. This is a lady making this now forceful assertion, a Gambian actress and producer. This is what she is saying, but does that rhyme with reason? Does that rhyme with reason? If a man is 35 and not married, he is bi. This is what she asserts, but do you agree? Uh, Nigeria has become a failed state under Buhari. It's a northern group that is saying this. So, quite who backs this Malam Buhari up is the thing, because everybody is of that thought. But yet, this guy continues in situation. Brown envelope journalist spoiling Nigeria's Nigerian media. Is the United States ambassador making so bold to make that assertion? But what is she predicating that upon? Uh, Brown envelope journalist spoiling Nigerian media, a headline attributed to the United States ambassador to Nigeria. So that is in play as well. So a lot of that in play. I didn't even know I had not removed the K guys from the screen. So a lot of that in play. So sit back, kick back, relax. Click on the hyperlink if you do want to speak to any of those talking points. But now let's now come in now from via what is now the usual quarters, although it wasn't usual for the last few days. But let's refresh our memory about the sing songs from the eastern quarters. Another Python dance.
Blue eyeball, o Mary Wonizu, Woniroya, Abakare, Mama Dawora, Unapori Mary Nandi, Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unapori Mary Nandi, Nandi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2. Na Python dance 3. Una bogi meri nande. Nande bu onye du aimo. O meri mo merizu ngiro ya. Abakare mamanda ora. Una bogi meri nande. Nande win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2. Na Python dance 3. Una bogi meri nande. Nande win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2. Na Python dance 3. Una bogi meri nande. Nande win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2. Na Python dance 3. Una bogi meri nande. Nande win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2. Na Python dance 3. Una bogi meri nande. Nande win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2. Na Python dance 3. Una bogi meri nande.
And there we are. Nandi win a war. Python dance, Python dance. Nnamdi win a war. So Nnamdi wins the war. As guys, I bring you this. Appeal court nullifies Prophet Sotitobire's life sentence over missing 1-year-old boy. Acquits preacher in Ondo. So let's see what played out there. The Court of Appeal sitting in Akure, the Ondo state capital, has set aside the judgment of the State High Court that sentenced the founder of Sotitobire Prison Chapel, Prophet Sotitobire, Prophet Babatunde Alpha, popularly known as Prophet Sotitobire, is the founder and director of Sotitobire Miracle Church in Akure, Ondo State. And Ondo State High Court had sentenced Sotitobire to life imprisonment over the disappearance of a 1-year-old boy, Gold Kolawole, in his church in 2019. The Sotitobire founder had asked the appeal court to nullify the conviction by the lower court. On Friday, the appellate court ruled that circumstantial evidence the High Court based its judgment on is not enough to convict him. He was, therefore, discharged and acquitted. Justice Gamabaka read the judgment on behalf of other judges. The Court of Appeal had said on Thursday that it would pass its ruling on the case today, Friday. Sotitobire had asked the Court of Appeal to review his case following his life sentence judgment given by the lower court on June the 6th, 2020. Sotitobire's trial for kidnapping started in February 2020, and he and six others were found guilty of charges leveled against them. The cleric and six members of his church were found to have been involved in the abduction of gold in his church in November 2019. So this is a story now. This story it went like wildfire just round about late last year, thereabout, when this child went missing in the church and this guy was picked up. This just the miscarriage of justice in Nigeria is something that runs deep. So through circumstantial evidence and no evidence in fact, this guy was given a life sentence. And if he had not had the resources to appeal, or if the appeal court did not have the functioning to overturn, then this guy would have spent the right, the left, not the right or left, but this guy would have spent rather the rest of his life in prison, just in constant mental torment for something that he, if he didn't do, would then continue to replay in his mind. Because of course he will be stuck in that day. If you are given a life sentence, then your life stops on the day of the incident that led to that life sentence, because you cannot mentally move past that space. But then the Court of Appeal has released this guy now, but the Court of Public Opinion, especially in a space like ONDO, who are just very lost gossipers and etc. So the Court of Public Opinion, of course, that judgment still to come in. But the guy released, but what does that mean? If a man is 35 and not married, he is bi. So quite why this bold statement is made, let's find out. Gambian actress and producer Princess Shingle has revealed the characteristics of a bi man. The actress took to her Instagram page to state that if a man is above 35, comfortable, and keeps changing women, then it can be assumed that he is bi. The actress explained the reason there are so many single women out there. Shingle said they were single because the supposed bi men were always using them as a cover up without ever committing to them. She asked the men to come clean and stop wasting women's time. She wrote, any man, I repeat, any man who is doing good in life, is comfortable and in 35 above, but not married or never been married, but is constantly changing women every minute like pants, is a bi man and is in love with a young man somewhere. So this is the assertion now that this element in Gambia makes. Most of you all are the reason there are a lot of single women out there, and you all just using women as cover ups, breaking their hearts and wasting their time. Yes, I said it. Come and beat me. Start living your truth and get out of that damned closet. Yeah, so that is, that is quite an assertion that this character has made. But what do you see to that? Is just the thing. So I've never come across this person before. Of course, I'm not from Gambia, so I don't know the goings on in that space. But that headline flashed up, and I just thought it was something that I should really bring to your attention. It's quite a thing to say that if a man is 35 and not married, then that, I mean, we have to we, that is her opinion anyway, but which she's entitled to. But does that chime with reason is the question. Nigeria has become a failed state under Buhari Northern Group. The coalition of Northern Group CNG has described Nigeria under President Muhammadu Buhari as a failed state by all standards of judgment. This was contained in a statement of the CNG spokesman Abdulaziz Suleiman during the Maitama Sule Leadership Lecture Series at the Nasarawa State University with the theme Constitution, Constitutionalism, and the Future of Nigeria, organized by the student wing of the CNG. The group lamented that by all standards of judgment, Nigeria today can that The group lamented that by all standards of judgment, Nigeria can today be categorized as a failed state under the current administration, having disintegrated to the point where basic conditions and responsibilities of a sovereign government no longer function properly. Nigeria can also be said to have failed as the government appears to be losing the necessary elements of stability, which are effectiveness and legitimacy. Likewise, the nation has weakened and its standard of living declined, introducing the possibility of total government collapse. Sorry, let me take that again. Nigeria can also be said to have failed as the government appears to be losing the necessary elements of stability, which are effectiveness and legitimacy. Likewise, the nation has weakened and its standard of living declined, into introducing the possibility of total governmental collapse. Virtually all the things that qualify Nigeria to be categorized as a failed state have manifested in the last 5 years. Loss of control of its territory and of the monopoly on on the legitimate use of physical force and the inability to provide public services. The Nigerian central government has today become so weak and ineffective that it has an inability to raise support and has little practical control over much of its seaways, highways, and forests. Hence, there is a non provision of public services. Already, widespread corruption and criminality, the intervention of state and non state actors, the appearance of refugees, and the involuntary movement of populations have become the order of the day, compounded by a sharp economic decline, Suleiman said. Also, a former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Gali Naba, expressed concern over the deepening distrust in the country amongst various groups in the country. He blamed the leadership of the country by creating mistrust amongst Nigerians. Naba urged the government to do more to secure our forests. He noted that Nigeria needs a new constitution as against the amendment of the 1999 constitution. Many Southerners have also been putting pressure on the government to work towards changing the constitution done by a military regime. Nigerian politicians must be Nigerian politics rather. Nigerian politics must be deregulated because the nation cannot expand its economy without deregulating politics. And this deregulation comes in the form of the control that the political parties have subjected to under the governors in the states. So that is what Naba said. That was rather a convoluted read, but hopefully you got some sense out of that. Okay, let me land finally on this story that make this the last one. Brown envelope journalist spoiling Nigerian media. This is the American ambassador making so bold to make this assertion. But what is she predicating it on? Brown envelope journalists are ruining Nigeria's media by eroding the public's trust in the media, says the U.S. ambassador to Nigeria, Mary Beth Leonard. Brown envelope journalism undermines the public trust in the media, erodes journalistic integrity, and defeats the media's ability to play a transparent oversight role over government's actions, the United States envoy said. According to Ms. Leonard, one of the challenges that democracies worldwide face is an unfortunate and pervasive lack of trust in the media. She decries financial inducement of journalists, saying that the practice corrodes the institutional position of the media as what we refer to as the fourth estate or one of our pillars of democracy. Ms. Leonard also urged Nigerian media to leverage their right to press freedom. Ms. Leonard also urged Nigerian media to leverage their right to press freedom by countering propaganda and disinformation through regular and impartial fact-checking. Speaking during a town hall meeting hosted by the Nigerian Guild of Editors on Thursday in Lagos, the US ambassador said a team approach was needed to help improve public trust in the media. The media focused meetings and 2-day workshop for over 200 editors will take place in turns in the 6 geopolitical zones across the country, supported by the United States Embassy in Nigeria. The United States ambassador also said access to accurate, unbiased information was critical to democracy. It ensures that citizens make responsible, informed choices rather than acting out of ignorance or misinformation. Information that is publicly accessible to all ensures that elected representatives uphold their oath of office and carry out the wishes of those who elected them, the United States envoy further noted. She noted that the Nigerian media could ensure that citizens' voices were heard, which might help reverse voters' apathy, Too often, Nigerian elections are personality-based and lose focus on critical issues such as unemployment, inflation, and lack of health care, Ms. Leonard stressed, adding that the pardon me, pardon me, adding that the media could hold the candidates accountable for discussing issues. The U.S. envoy added that media coverage of elections could encourage more turnout if all outlets focused on the issues that affect the daily lives of the constituents. Patronage politics, corruption, inequality, and the failure of many democratic governments to deliver for their citizens fuel public and media doubts about the democratic model, causing them to lose hope and accept the status quo as normal. So, on and on she goes, but that is the thrust of what the American lady had to say in Nigeria. Thomas, I see you. And the mighty Ajanle Koko, I see you. So hello, Thomas. Good to see you. So let me take you quickly first, Thomas, to let me actually take you out of Nigeria to Gambia, and this assertion then by this supposed actress and producer, but use the word "by" rather than use the word in full because for reasons of YouTube. So to anyone, just say "by" rather than use that word in full. So
Yeah.
this is what the Gambian ladies is insisting on, that if a man is 35 and not married, he is bi. Do you accept that? Do you agree with that? And why do you think she's saying that? Good to see you, Thomas. Yeah.
Yes. Good morning over there. Yeah. Uh, it's very funny. It's very. I don't know where it's coming from. Maybe, every country has their own peculiarity. I think maybe that is what is peculiar in their own space over there.
Okay.
To me, it doesn't make any sense to me in our own world, in Africa or where I'm living. So I don't know where she's coming from.
Because
But
the
I think,
average Nigerian man actually marries at that age, 35, 37, 40, thereabout. That's
yeah.
what often happens, especially in the South.
So yes, you are rightly right, one man. That is the time average Nigeria, even having delay or not finding the right spouse.
Mm,
But at that age, you could have know what you want.
mm.
If there is no other condition that is denying you, not even the pressure for even the families will even propel you to find something. Even your mother will be saying, "I want to see my grandson." Your this will be saying, everybody with the eyes will always be on you even some people will even be thinking otherwise. Maybe you are not, you know what I mean.
The full
So
function. They are not the
yeah,
full function.
yes, yeah, just to censor what we are saying, but you understand what I mean. So
Yes.
at that age, people expect you, and even if they see you have what it takes, because to get married, yes,
Because what she described was that a 35, because she put a lot of conditions before she landed on that point. She said a 35-year-old man who is comfortable, so that means then you've mastered your finances, and then you are changing women all the time. And then what she's saying is that guy must have a secret boyfriend somewhere, and he essentially just using those women as cover. But I'm not quite
I,
sure that that is entirely right.
one man,
Mm.
as I rightly said, we don't know what is peculiar to their own space over there, but
Mm.
uh, it looks ridiculous to me.
It's somewhat ridiculous, isn't it? But she's a prominent person within her society, so clearly, and she, like you are saying, she will be speaking to the narrative of that landscape. So that's obviously the
Yes,
conversation that is going
that
on
is
in Gambia.
that is going on in Gambia.
Mm.
So I think it's speaking to. I think it doesn't really suit our own environment. If our side, when you have a good job, have a good home, have one car that can push you around, you are financially stable, you've been thinking of getting married. And the ladies are there, unless you don't find your choice at that age. Average Nigerian man gets married in Southwest, most especially. It's only our Igbo brothers, they normally stay a little bit longer because of the
Money.
bride price, the everything that's. But back in
What are
Southwest,
you
we
making
don't.
of that bride price culture in the East? What are you making of that bride price culture? Are they selling those girls? Is the thing, because what they ask for sometimes they might as well sell those girls. Are they selling women in the East? That
I
bride
I
price
don't
culture.
I don't understand. One day, even not only in the East, some in Edo State. One of my friend gets married in Edo State. Um, when he showed me the list, oh my goodness! I said, "What is going on here? What is the ẹ̀rọ ata ẹ̀rọ lọ́gì fún for the wife's mother, umbrella. It's just I don't know. It's their culture. I can't say it's wrong what they're doing, but to me, for a man to get married and that kind of humongous.
You know in India, do you know who pays the? You know, it's the
Yes, I
women
know.
that pay the
The
price.
women
They
pay
pay
the
the
price. Yeah,
family.
I know.
Mm.
There are so many Indians here, friends, colleagues. It's the wife that pay to the husband's family.
Mm.
But it's many men in our Igbo people, they want to get married, but because
They
of
can't
this,
afford it. This
they
is the
can't
thing.
afford it.
And you wonder
They can't afford it.
why they mistreat your daughter. You can't run, you know. But thank you. Thomas, let me quickly take you to this space. Then I'm not sure if you followed
One
this
man,
story.
one man, one
Yeah.
man, one man. You said mistreat your daughter? Igbo men don't mistreat their wives. Please,
What do you
please,
mean? What
please,
do you mean?
please, please,
What do you mean?
please,
About which planet
please.
are you
No, no, no,
on?
no, no,
Which
no, no,
planet
no,
are you on? X zero?
no, no,
Eh?
no, no. Please, please.
All those fat lips that we see on Instagram, the bruised eye, all
Yes,
those girls that
yes,
always when they take the beating, they post it on Instagram. Is
yes.
that a mirage?
And
Eh?
and they are
Is
all
that a
Igbos, and
mirage?
they are all
No,
Igbos,
well,
and they are all
90,
Igbos.
95%.
No, no, no. Please don't portray that picture, please,
Oh, okay, all
please.
right. I take
It
that
seems
back.
it seems I will be it
They
seems I'll
give
be
them
it seems
flowers.
I
They give them flowers every morning. That is what they
it,
do in
it,
the East.
it seems I will need to be coming to your show every day so as to
To
prevent you
supervise me.
from yes, to supervise you.
Spread misinformation, so that I don't turn into Lai Mohammed. But thank you for that interjection. But no, yeah, the Igbos are lovely people, you know. Let me take you to a different space, Thomas. I'm not sure how much of this story you have been following, the Sotitobire
I know the
Bire.
story. I
Oh, okay,
know the
so
story
he
from
has now
Genesis.
been released. So what are you making of just what that guy is going through? Where do you weigh in his narrative?
One man, when all this started, there was no evidence to prove that this man did this atrocity. The mother took the child to church. Then after the service, she went back to have his child, and the child was disappeared. So they could not.
Very handsome boy.
Very handsome boy. The boy is Gold. The name is Gold. So they could not ascertain this man that is the one that kidnapped or used the boy for any ritual. The boy just disappeared. But the modus operandi of the man is how he does his things as a pastor is in question somehow. So I'm just citing example. Like
Is a Pastor Lawo now? Pastor Lawo, half pastor,
yes,
half
yes.
Pastor Lawo.
I'm just citing
And
example.
that is a new phrase that I've just come up with. So I'll put that on this Pastor Lawo because we have to make the distinction between all these pastors and Obakari. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
yes, yeah. Like Redeemed Church now. Let's just imagine a Redeemed Church. A child just disappeared. People will not link it to Baba Deboye that Baba Deboye is the one that kidnapped him, that used the child. But this man is modus operandi, how he does his thing. Sometimes he will enter inside a big of bowl of water like a drum. He will enter the water. He will come out. He will give the water to the church member to drink. He has all this nonsense practice of religion, which is not too good to people. So that is why they could have suspected him of doing this crime, but there was no evidence. They didn't catch him in the act. They didn't, but they sentenced him to life imprisonment. But now I think maybe they revisit the case because it's not substantiated. I think
because they sent him to life imprisonment based on circumstantial evidence. I'm not sure. If that is law, then that certainly is not justice. You can't, through circumstantial evidence, end somebody's life. I mean, it's just nonsense, isn't it?
And even one man, the man was even in the church premises. The children class is different from the church
children section. Yeah, of course, yes.
The children section. The man even don't even know anything. Till the end of the service, they are looking for this boy. I don't say the man is pure, or maybe it's not, but at least we normally say in our court of law, you have to prove a case beyond reasonable doubt. It's not been proven, but we heard that he has stepped toes on some big politicians. They just want to, if this kind of thing is going on, we'll be hearing many say that they just want to treat his fuck up. They just want to treat, So this man, there is no evidence.
Like you said, I am not a fan of the man as well, and I'm a bit dubious about his practices. And I'm still dubious about his involvement with that boy, but you cannot, through circumstantial evidence, give somebody a life sentence. It's just a total nonsensity. But well done to the Supreme Court for reversing that. So, Thomas, let me now take you finally to this space. Nigeria has become a failed state. It's the Northern Coalition Group saying this, and then they go on to detail, because we say Nigeria is a failed state all the time. But we just throw that out as an assumption that everybody understands what we mean. But these guys, they then went on to break down what they meant, and it's very difficult to disagree then with how they arrived at that conclusion. Nigeria doesn't control a vast swathe of our territory. Nigeria has no security. The economy is collapsing. The government is not the most powerful militarily. you know, and so a failed state. Do you concede that, Thomas?
One man, if we are just the evidence is staring in our faces. Everything is on the wall, writing there. I'm happy Ajale Koko is here. Nigeria is a failed, even more than failed state. We are to be progressing, but we are retrogressing every day. Every blessed day, we are retrogressing. I'm happy from where this thing came from, is from the northern quarter. At least it's not that we are being tribalized, where we see southerner is saying that, the easterner is saying that, the westerner are saying that Nigeria is retrogressing.
So who is sustaining Buhari in power if the generality of the country are of the thought that, because they placed it squarely with Buhari, they said in the last 5 years, that is what this northern group said, So if we're saying that this guy is destroying the country, then what is sustaining him? Why is he not being removed? How is he continuing to be in a situation when everybody is of the agreement that he's destroying the country?
One man, this is the problem we have. I know Ajale Koko said it. We are not practicing democracy. If we are truly practicing democracy, Buhari should be taken out, impeached by now.
But because who will impeach him now? That's the question.
That's what I'm saying, one man. The primary assignment of a government is to protect the life and property of the nation. But if a president cannot protect the lives and property of a nation, the president has failed. One man, if you see how people are dying every day, even most especially in that north, people are being slaughtered. People are being killed in their masses. People are being killed in the middle of the night while sleeping. Economical wise, we are zero. Justice wise, we are zero.
This group talked about refugees in the country, which we know happens, forced migration, which we know happens. Yeah, they're talking about the country not having the superior monopoly on force, which we know is the case. They're talking about economic collapse, which we know is happening. They're talking about corruption, which we know is endemic. So why is this guy still in situation?
I will tell you, one man, Buhari is not in control of that country. If someone tell you Buhari is in control, they are deceiving you. They are deceiving us. If you interview one man, let them put you and interview Buhari one-on-one.
In control, Thomas.
Sorry?
Is Abubakar Malami and his band of many men
now. Malami is in control.
We know that.
Buhari is not in control.
Oshibajo is just there to make tea,
Oshibajo is the extra tire, spare tire. It's just unfortunate. One man, you can't. I'm speaking to you fluently now. We understand ourselves. You can't speak to Buhari one-on-one. They will be asking him.
Can I interject on that point?
You can interject, man.
Okay, carry on. I'm not going to. Yeah, go on.
Now, what we have to do is to carry those things to the logical conclusion. If you're saying that Buhari is not in control, you have to understand that Buhari, this is his second incarnation in Nigeria. He's been in Nigerian space before when he was much younger, in 1983 to 1985. We know what he does. Even if he's not in control, he would have been doing much worse than whoever is taking his place right now. Buhari is a known phenomenon. He is in control. Now, you are metaphorically saying what Nandekal is saying, that Buhari died.
Please, we are not bringing Nandekal. No, thank you. Sorry, no, sorry, thank you.
What's wrong with you?
One man, let him finish.
I really want to know. Psychologically,
Let
what's
him
the
finish.
problem with you? You're afraid of
Psychologically,
making some
what's wrong with
Igbo
me?
man. What is your
You are
problem?
an idiot, is what I do.
You're insulting me.
You're out of here, man. I've banned this guy 3-4 times, and it comes with a different IP address to promote the same just
When I come into this show,
egotic nonsense. Just don't come back, Pansat. Clearly, you know that I don't agree with. Sorry, Exira, I know you wanted me to give him the right to, but I know this guy's form, and he always go to. He's a one-trick pony. Don't come in anymore, Pansat, please. You just, you destabilize the narrative. You've tried that yesterday, and you are doing it
Can I,
again. Sorry, back to
can I say
you.
something? Can I say something? Can I say something?
Yeah, go on.
I'm sorry. What's his name? Is it Tim Thomas that was talking? Let me
Yeah.
interject, Thomas. You're actually right, Thomas. But you see, what our basic problem is we don't follow the problem from the root cause, or should I say, we don't follow it the ideal or the perfect way to go about it. We already have all the ingredients for a failed state, and we have all the tools to take it down. But we are still participating. And once you're still participating, you're still giving the government legitimacy. You're still validating these failed states. That is the truth. The commoner has given up. We are disenfranchised from the process of electing a proper government. And we all know it. We even know that 2023 is going to be rigged against us. But we refuse to down tools. If we down to stop participating, the government will give us a chance to take full control of our country. Now, the reason why the world does not want to intervene or interfere is because they like it as it is. It is status quo. The resources are still coming out. As long as you don't stop the resources, they are fine. But if you stop the resources, they will use the media to make you the villain, and then they will destroy you. You see that dot that Buhari said. It's not like Buhari is just saying something. That is what they have talked about in their situation room and looked at the map and seen the southeast as the dots that is disturbing and trying to destabilize them. This information is not just what Buhari came up with. This is what his overlords, international overlords, have put to him that this is what we can do to this dot if they disturb our peace. They want to wipe it out so that the resources will continue to flow. So don't think that the international world community don't know what is happening. They know, but they're still gaining from it. So they rather wipe out the southeast than to separate the country equitably. This world we're living in, we're not living in a world that's yet
Nobody's
just. We're
wiping
living in
out
a
the
world where
southeast, though. What are you talking
no,
about?
it is no. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's going to be wiped out, but I'm saying it will be so destabilized that it will not be able to recover and fight back for the next 50 years. Because the first civil war was fought not just by a Nigerian
Come
team,
on, man.
but
That's a
with the
fanciful
support.
conspiracy
No,
theory.
but the fact is that the first civil war wasn't fought by just Nigerian troops. You know how many people joined in? The Biafran soldiers didn't have any support anywhere. And the same thing is about to repeat itself if the narrative that the government is trying to portray is allowed to be the order of the day. That is why things like this recent panel report and amnesty report are helping out. So it wedges the total onslaught. If not, the Southeast would have been portrayed to be a renegade part of the country where they need to be dealt with. You see, these things that slip out of Buhari's mouth are not just things that he wanted to say to scare anybody. These are things they've discussed in the in their situation room.
All right, thank
You
you.
just have to figure it out. You just have to
Well,
figure it out.
that's your speculation, but thank you. So back to you, Thomas.
So
I have
as I was saying, so in every one man, you can't point to one sector that is working. You can't point to a sector that is working. I know how much I send to that country in a monthly basis to help my parents, because we still have parents, we still have family there. We can't leave them for hunger. It's just unfortunate. As you rightly said, why can't they impeach this man? But you know they will not impeach him, because even the Senate, almost the majority in Senate, they are APC, and APC will not impeach him for anything, even though the evidence are staring on their faces. Smarter Adeyemi, he almost cried in the house one day that this is
No, that was
APC.
crocodile tears, though. Was this guy not
No, 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 no,
rigged
no,
in? He
no.
was rigged in. Now Dino Milaye won.
No,
95, no,
no.
90% of the votes went to Dino, and they still gave that guy his seat.
Even though they
Who was the
rig
one that
him in,
stole Dino's seat now?
one man, even if they rig him in, if a APC member can be saying the truth to the government, even one time he said, if we can't secure this government, let's not sit in the Senate again. Let's cancel the Senate and everybody should sit at home. He's still saying the truth. He's still saying the truth. For APC member, ruling party, to be saying that, you can't hear that from the vice president. You can't hear that from other people. But this man is speaking. Let's still give him a little bit kudos. So Nigeria is failed. It's a failed station, failed nation, my brother.
I'm so happy guys are waking up. So happy.
One man, let's go on, please, so that we can
thank you, Thomas. Thomas, let me go on to Ajale Koko, just because this session is usually just a little snapshot. So Ajale Koko, good to have you. Are you there with us?
Yeah. Good morning, one man. Good morning, everybody.
All right, good to have you. So this outlandish comment coming out of Gambia, I don't see how they've arrived at this conclusion. If a man is 35 and not married, he is bi. So I don't. I know you have that low down culture in America, but that's a separate thing. 35 in the trajectory of the life of a black man, not being married at that age is something that you get pressure from, but it's not an indication of being bi. But what are you making of this now? Princess Shingo, they call her in Gambia. What do you make of what she's saying?
Anyway, I don't know what she based her statement upon. Maybe, like Thomas said earlier, maybe she's using the peculiarity in her country to come out with that statement. So she could be right to some extent, but
what's the average marrying age for a man? Let's narrow it down to Yoruba land. When does the average Yoruba man get married?
I think that's it fall within that bracket of,
yes, from 32 to about 37. Yeah. That's usually
37. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So to us, that statement is like a nonsensical statement. We for us that are Yoruba, we view that statement as what she's talking about. But maybe in their own situation in our country, she could be right. She could be right. It could be that maybe they marry earlier in their own culture than ours. So she could be right to some extent, but as an international person, I think she's supposed to consider so many factors before coming out with that statement, because situation around the world now, particularly economic situation, can delay someone's marriage, can cause some.
Another thing that can delay somebody's marriage, especially the African, especially the Nigerian, is that decision on where you decide to live. If you get to your 23, 24 and you finish your education and then you do your 2-3 years in some Nigerian company and then you decide to travel abroad, then you're not going to get married anytime soon, because then you have to recalibrate into that society you've gone into, do additional schooling to be relevant in that space, get to grips with the culture, then make the decision on how you want to get married. Do you want to get married to an Akata or mix? So I don't know. I don't think that is a Nigerian narrative anyway. She's speaking to our own people. That's just the thing.
Yeah. That's the way we should conclude it. Yeah, she's speaking to our own people. So we just leave it there like that.
Okay, I think she's known to Alexander, who calls her a crackhead, which is not something Alexander usually says. So that just says all. So we move swiftly on. Have you been following this story? Ajanle Kokodi Sotitobire story. Have you been following that story? That prophet from Ondo State.
You don't get that word though. Sotitobire.
Sotitobire. Okay, so Sotitobire. Oh yes, so there you are, Sotitobire. That makes more sense, doesn't it? So have you been following that narrative? It looks as though the Court of Appeal has now released him. So what are you making then of that space?
Yes, I was following it when that incident happened 2 years ago. We just have to look at it that maybe at the appeal court, his defense team has been able to establish that the lower court, was wrong in their judgment. So maybe they came out with stronger argument and better evidences to prove that the innocence of their client. So, and the appeal court, as we know, they don't. They will surely want to act right and look at this the matter in more objective and with high sense of
the appeal court said they are acquitting and discharging him because they are saying that this circumstantial evidence that the lower court used to give this guy a life sentence was not sufficient enough to have done that. So what I am querying is, should circumstantial evidence even be used to give somebody a life sentence? If that is law, is it justice?
Well, the appeal court has done the right thing that they're supposed to do. The lower court, for evidences they saw, is well known to them. The sentiment, the noise, the pressure, but all shouldn't have been matter. They're supposed to have followed the evidences and facts before them before passing such a life sentence on somebody. But good to that man. Kudos to him and his family that the appeal court has ruled in their favor and exonerated him. And let's see how the case will move further. Maybe the plaintiff.
I don't think anybody will appeal to any higher court because I don't think anybody has the resources to appeal to a higher court. You
never know. One man, they might. If the family, doesn't want to take it further, I believe there are some civil.
All those organizations, the Beborons. The Beborons will come in.
Can I say something, please?
Yes, say.
One man, they even go to the extent of they burn this man church. They jail him with 3 other female. So how come 4 of them conspire to kill this boy? So that is what the appeal court based their judgment on. You said there are 4, so it's not possible for 4 of them to conspire to kill this boy. But there was
no don't use that word too often. Yeah, but say do away with. Yeah,
do away with. Yeah. So there was no substantial evidence. I pity this man now. This man has to start from scratch. They burn his house, burn the church.
You say
It's just
you say start from scratch, but where? You see, that's the thing, because that guy, even though the appeal court would say they've acquitted him, he can't go back to that society because they've formed their own judgment, irrespective of whatever court says.
they will lynch him. They almost lynch him that day. They will lynch him to death. He has to change his environment, change his strategy, and start all over again.
Yes,
thank you.
Or even ostracize him. But Ajanle, go back to you.
Yeah, so it's going to be difficult to go back to that to his former place that has been burned down, because the opinion already been formed about him, and our people won't believe that appeal court judgment. They might say, oh, maybe they went to bribe the judge, oh, they are trying to overturn this judgment against him and trying. So just like Thomas said, he just have to move away from that place, maybe to or you are laughing, and go and start another church. So maybe one man will find land for him.
No. I have a real fear, not even a real fear of people like this Sotitobire sort of guy. I'm somewhat afraid of them, because I see them as dark forces. If you fall into their clutches, you never come out. There was one lady, famous actress, that fell into the hand of one guy that's lost his eyes in Ibadan or something. And this girl, some real Ajabata, British-based Nigerian actress, very posh middle-class girl, and she ended up with Wole Kasali, I think his name is.
Kasali. Yeah, Wole Kasali.
It's Babalawo too.
It's done.
That was Babalawo.
I fear those people. I fear them. I fear them. They're the most dangerous people on this planet.
Very, very dangerous.
The lady is
Dolapo or something. Yes,
Yeah.
they're highly dangerous people. Just keep away from. And when you have a problem, look for practical solutions to your problem. Don't go to somebody to put his hand on your head. Oh, you are doomed. You are doomed. As soon as they do that, oh, you are doomed.
They will take your glory. They will take your glory away.
They will take all your money. They will turn you against your family. You will never leave that space. Anything that you own, you are doomed. Just find
one man.
Solve the problem. Move on. Don't
they are divorced now. They are divorced now. The lady has come back to her senses.
But what about all the years that she has lost? The reputational damage. Did she not even have a child for him? All of that.
She sold her house going to this man in Amuloko in Ibadan. I know this story very well. She sold his house. The lady was gassed.
Sotitobire. What is the meaning of Sotitobire? Sotitobire. What is the meaning of that? What is the meaning of that? That just tells you, why don't you go to a proper Babalawo if you want to go down that route? I don't object to that because that is our tradition, but don't go to Pastor Lawo now.
All these people mixing religion, Christianity with Awo, they mix it together and put on regalia and start deceiving people. And because a lot of our people, just like you said, they don't want to look at the practical way of solving their problem, but rather they're looking for miracle. They want urgent solution to their problem, and that fall them into a serious trap, and they won't be able to get out of it. All these religious 419 people. So it's just unfortunate.
All right, thank you. But if that was a miscarriage, I object to that guy. But if that was a miscarriage of justice, then I'm glad that that has been reversed. But let me take you to the north. Nigeria has become a failed state, says the Northern Coalition Group. Under Buhari, they added that, that time period. So they are saying, and then they've gone on to break it down. But then I'm sure you, Ajane Koko, do not disagree because it stands to logic.
Oh yes. You look, this group and other group in the north should stand up. They don't have to, stay behind and don't do anything against this criminal administration we have in Nigeria. This criminal administration incompetence has destroyed the entire northern space in terms of insecurity. The insecurity that have ravaged the north since the time of Jonathan, and which this administration promised they will get it better when they get to power, has worsened under them. It has worsened 3 times under them.
Ajale Koko, we all have said severally that Nigeria is a failed state. But when somebody breaks it down to what actually makes Nigeria is a failed state, is quite sobering stuff. It gives us a sobering thought. So this is what they are saying, Ajale Koko. The group lamented that by all standards of judgment, Nigeria can today be categorized as a failed state under the current administration, having disintegrated to a point where basic conditions and responsibilities of a sovereign country, government, no longer function properly. Nigeria can also be said to have failed as the government appears to be losing the necessary elements of stability, which are effectiveness and legitimacy. Likewise, the nation has weakened and its standard of living declined, introducing the possibility of total governmental collapse. Virtually all the things that qualify Nigeria to be categorized as a failed state have manifested in the last 5 years. So this is it. Loss of control of territory, we know that, and of monopoly on the legitimate use of physical violence, we know that, and inability to provide public services, we know that. The Nigerian central government has today become so weak and ineffective that it has an inability to raise support and has little practical control over much of its seaways, highways, and forests. Hence, there is a non-provision of public services, already widespread corruption and criminality, and the intervention of state and non-state actors, the appearance of refugees, and the involuntary movement of populations have become the order of the day. So, Ajane Koko, those are a failed state. I mean, that's quite sobering stuff, Ajane Koko. When they break it down, then really it's not even anybody being against Buhari. It's a failed state.
It's completely a failed state. All those factors that those people mentioned there for their judgment that it's a failed state, security, or rather maybe I should say insecurity, played a prominent role. Insecurity. And that is where we know that the most important responsibility of every government is to secure life and property of the country they govern. Once they fail on that, there's no other things, other responsibility that I mean that is expected of them to discharge to the people of that country that we work. Security play important role. So this government has failed the country on security in entirety. And that affected the food security of the country. Insecurity couldn't allow our farmers to go to farm the way they used to. And so our food security has been affected. That's why we see beans. A bag of beans is over 100,000 naira now. A bag of rice is going to 35 or 40,000. Other food stuff, everything, the price are going on because we are not producing as much as we're supposed to produce for our consumption. So it has affected food security. Job security too is threatened. Under this administration, we continue to lose jobs. The economy is not creating jobs because insecurity have driven away businesses that felt threatened, that they are not secure. The life of their staff and other things are not secure. People that travel from one place to the others, transacting one business or the other, they cannot function the way they used to. So it has brought job insecurity, and so health security is threatened as well. It's in bad shape because we don't have the health facility that is well equipped, and we have people killed every day, injured every day due to attack by terrorists. So insecurity in all fronts is what we have in Nigeria. Insecurity of life and property, job security. There's no job security. There's no food security. There's no.
What do you think is going on? What do you think? Sorry, Adjale Koko. What do you think is going on exactly? Because we must know what is going on. So these people are there. They're saying they're in government. Okay, you are in government, but what are you then doing with that governance? So the country continues to hemorrhage and implode and dissipate and degrade, and everything is just falling. But then you rightly pointed out, Ajande Koko, that the human life, which is the final and foremost thing that the country should cater for, that now has no value anymore. So what exactly are they doing, or do they imagine that they are doing? There must be. Is there a bigger picture? Is there something? Because it can't just be Fulanization, surely, because in the north we're saying they're savaging them, in the south they've been savaged, everywhere being savaged. So what exactly is going on? There's a real confusion about what is going on.
What is going on now is that the country is driving towards disintegration, but they are still there packaging it as if we are in good shape by lying. Lai Mohammed comes on the air every time to lie, to misinform the people, and to, continue to govern with the use of force and brutality against voice of dissent. So voices of dissent against their misgovernance, they want to make sure that they don't let them talk. Let us hack them down. So, and when people are so scared to expose them, to talk against them, then it becomes and look normal, as if, yes, they are governing the space well. And by continuing to lie, misinform, and carry out propaganda of, in an effort to deceive the people. The military lies all the time. The military will tell you they have taken over some land from terrorists. The next day you will see terrorists coming to show on the video that they are still in control of the land, and they will show Nigerian military equipment that they capture from them. So you see, they are governing with lies, and they are governing with propaganda, and they want to use brutal force to hack down the voice of dissent in that society. But one thing that is very sure, that we are feeling it practically, economically, we are all feeling it in that country. The economy of the country cannot survive this economic problem that we are going through, because this administration are taking the country through borrowing, and they have borrowed the country to death. That the country is in a trap now, and the country cannot get out. There's no way they'll be able to pay that loan. And that is why they come to the conclusion that, okay, they're going to take out the petroleum subsidy from next year. There will not be petroleum subsidy anymore, and life will become miserable for millions of people, so that they can save more money to continue to pay the debt. You understand what I'm saying? That's why they want to remove this petroleum subsidy. So what we are going to see in practicality next year and onward is that a lot of Nigerians are going to lose jobs. More companies will continue to close down, and the economy, there's going to be economic disaster. And when that sets in, that is when everything will break apart. Nigeria is in a serious, in a state of economic insolvency, and that is what is going to break that country apart. Not war, not by carrying arms and this thing. Insecurity and economic insolvency. We are in it already. So Nigeria is everything that you can use to define a failed state is peculiar with Nigeria now. On all fronts, everything that you want to use to mention to define a state, a failed state, is what Nigeria is into. It's so unfortunate that we find ourselves in this situation. We have politicians that doesn't love their country, it doesn't love their people. They are not patriotic to that country, and that's why I will continue to say on this platform, this APC. We should not permutate Tinubu or Shibajo. None of them can save that country. APC as a party have destroyed the country. It's a party in power, ruling. Every one of them are committed. They are involved in this barbaric economic and insecurity woes that they have taken the country through. Either Oshibajo, BUHARI, Tinubu, all of them, they are running this state together because it is their party that is in control. They have failed the nation, and they have to be sacked in the next election. But who knows? Are we going to get there? Who knows what is going to happen in 2022? Will we still have Nigeria? Do we know if we still have Nigeria in 2023? Because the situation we find ourselves now is nothing to write home about, and we are in a very, very serious bad state. And there's no way we can escape this thing. Nigeria cannot survive what we are going through. It can look like, oh, we have a lot of resources, we have a lot of these that we can still find our way out. there's no way we can find our way out because we are moving towards bankruptcy. The nation is using almost every kobo of their revenue to service debt, 97% of the revenue to service debt, and they have embarked in borrowing from central bank. We saw what IMF said. IMF said they have to stop borrowing from central bank because they have been borrowing from central bank to pay workers. To pay workers. And borrowing is going to reach a limit where creditors will not borrow them anymore. It's because of the borrowing that they were taking from all international monetary organizations that are still sustaining that country. They have failed. They don't have economic policy to wrestle the nation out of this economic situation we find ourselves. Even they are the one that created the economic problem that we are going through. It's unfortunate, one man.
It is a terrible situation, but everyone seems to concur that the country is a failed state, but the real puzzle is how these people continue to maintain power. But then
so
it's not a real puzzle.
We have to give credit to that organization from the north that are speaking up and saying the truth to power. We need more people, particularly in the north, to stand up against this barbaric administration that destroyed the north.
They destroyed it more. We complain about the south and we say Python dance and we say what is happening in Igbo land, which a lot is government activity, but the real pain pressure in the country is in the north. You cannot pick up a newspaper any single day without just reading about barbarism going on there. Just a relentless. Imagine having to live in a place like Borno. It's just a hellish life.
Yeah, but what we don't like about what this administration is doing in the East is that it's using the criminals in Nigerian army uniform to go and kill innocent people over there. Why can't they commit those people to fight that insurgency with that vigor and energy they are using in the East? Why can't they use it against where we really have the real insecurity problem, where we have terrorists killing the people in the north in thousands every day?
All right.
So their sense of judgment is complete failure. They have an agenda they are pursuing, but then Fulanization agenda and other agenda that they are pursuing. But you just imagine, how can a government be irresponsible and cannot protect their citizens? Look, our border with Niger stretch over 800 kilometers and is on patrol border. They can come in and anybody can come in and go out within that space. Nigeria doesn't have the capacity to control that border. A nation that cannot control her border is just like how do you call this place where people go? It's not like a park. You know, a park is open. You can just go into the park, play, and come out. So Nigeria is just a park where anybody from anywhere through that northern border, Niger, you can just come in, and they don't check, they don't care about it. But at the Diroko here, you will see them mounting a strong border post at the Diroko between Badagry and Republic of Benin. Why should it be so? This is the double standard that you see they play, and people will continue to ask questions. When people see stuff like this, we ask questions, why should it be like this? And you see them, they don't want to do anything. So that is the agenda and the Fulanization agenda and Islamization agenda setting. You are allowing Fulani people from other parts of Niger to come into Nigeria freely But our Yoruba people in the Republic of Benin transacting business between helping the GDP of the nation, you don't want them to transact business. Why?
Well, that is the thing.
That is criminality. So, and that is where these people fail. And we have to blame all of them as a group. The entirety of APC failed that country. That country should sack them and look for alternative means of governing our state. But Nigeria is unfortunate. I don't think it's going to survive this. It's driving towards a very serious, it's driving towards disintegration. And we look forward to that. Let it disintegrate so that every region, Yoruba nation can emerge, Igbo nation can emerge, Hausa nation can emerge, and each region can manage their own space with their resources at their own pace.
All right. Thank you, Ajande Koko. So, yes, in conclusion, a failed state. So, thank you, Ajande Koko. Let me acknowledge this chap's super chat and then go on. He says, I hope one man is paying the regular guest. Well, one man certainly is not. But thank you for that. What was his name? Never Lose Forex. So, that's the person that super chatted. So, Xero, so not being paid, still sharing your thoughts. What are you then making of this?
Woman.
Yeah.
Can I just go out and come back in like 5 seconds? Okay, I want to put my headset on.
All right. Let me go then to Charlie Boy whilst you do that. So, Charlie Boy, are you there?
Yes.
Good to have you, Charles. So, what are you making of this assertion then that Nigeria is a failed state? I'm sure you agree. You know.
Yes. You want Nigeria to fail state because people, there's no good wars, there's no good infrastructure. People are dying, people are killed. The way Nigeria failed state, because how can a state like Bayelsa State, you have all the oil, you be poor with it? It's failed state because how can the North took all the resources from the South? The South is supposed to be a rich area, but it's not. And all the resources are taken over in the North. And the Northeast, people, Northwest and East, people are getting killed every day. To the point where now the Americans have to say, you can't go to Nigeria no more. That's, Nigeria a failed state. Because the reason Nigeria doesn't think ahead, Nigeria thinking backward. Nigeria just feel like this in the 18th century. Don't think about how can in modern society and people husband be nomads walking around? Who does in a modern society? Nomad just walking over with cattle. Most people not care more about a cow than a human being. That's sad.
All right.
I think the South should stop eating cattle. They should stop eating the cattle. That's only
I agree. I think we should stop eating the malus as a form of protestation, and to support our own economy too. We can't be bringing malus in, we buy it and then you kill us on your way back home. That's not life. But I agree with that. I'm not quite sure what else to put to you, Charlie Boy. I don't expect you to know Sotitobire or whatever his name is. So I'm not going to go through that one with you. Let me take you to this space to see if you have an opinion on it. The Gambian lady who insists that if a man turns 35 and is not married, he is bi. Is that your assessment, Charlie Boy?
No, I think marriage, you can marry any age. That's what I believe. You can marry 25, 26, 30, 40. It doesn't matter. I believe that you should marry at your right time. You should marry when you're ready. Because you have to live that person your whole life. So you should marry when you're ready, fully ready and prepared mentally. That's what I believe.
What do you think makes you ready or makes a man ready, Charles? What makes a man ready
I think
to marry?
Makes a man ready. A man realize, let's say, a man find a lady he want to marry. A man make sure that lady is one. Because we have kids with that lady. That's when the man is screwed. So man can be ready. Because man's not ready, that's for child support after they broke up. They don't want to do that. So I think a man must be ready. A man be like, this is my lady. Mentally, he must be mentally focused. He must be mentally ready to marry that lady. And make sure he doesn't cheat. You can't cheat on a girl. No, that's one offense. No cheating on a girl. No cheating. No, don't be temptation.
And you call yourself an African man. Look at this guy. What sort of an African man are you, Charles?
That's what the church taught him now. It's
look at this guy.
That's what Catholicism taught him now.
Okay, stick with that, or don't be like, yes, you are right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, I think, not cheating. Temptation is the reason why a lot of marriages fail on the world. Temptation, because people are so tempted. Real marriage fail because they don't agree with different ideas. You have to find a girl who allow you to do something, but you agree in the ideas. You work
What
together.
makes a perfect wife, Charles? What makes a perfect
A
wife?
perfect wife, in my opinion, is a wife who cares about your ideas. Who's not controlling. A controlling wife is a worst wife. A wife who's controlling is not good. You should make a wife who let you breathe a little bit, who let you have fun, but actually be serious in the same time. Who appreciates the good things you're doing to them.
And what makes a perfect husband,
A
Charles?
perfect husband is a husband who's not controlling, and also who's not shooting at me, who's not shouting, who agree that the lady is suffering too, because she had to put a bed to burn the child for you, and she had to burn the child for the struggle to get a child for. So you must respect her, and must care about her, and do some work in the house to at least help her out, because she helping you to get a child. You must help her too. You can't be ignorant. Can't be doing that.
You know, Charles, your generation is by far more civilized than the ones that precede you. You know, because a lot of these things that you say is the thinking of the people of the now, but obviously not the people of the past. You know, but thank you, Charles. So let's
And
go
that for
from.
you too, man.
Huh? No, that's what I said. I agree with you, so I wasn't disagreeing. Huh? Charles, what are you saying? Why are you chuckling to yourself? Are you making up your own jokes and you're
No,
laughing? Eh?
no. I think that's for everyone who's married right now.
Oh,
They should
oh,
keep
oh.
those truths.
Yes, well, you know, we try. You know, that's the main thing. But thank you, Charlie Boy. So let's go from Charles to Xero, who rejoins us, and take Xero quickly. Let me take you actually to that space that Charles just left. This Gambian lady that is saying that a man not married at 35 is on the low down. What are you making of that?
You mean Princess Shingles?
Princess Shingles, you know her?
Yeah.
Am I the only one that don't know this character?
No, I've seen my woman. I've seen your Instagram. You're not doing enough work on your Instagram. That's why you don't possibly don't know her. If your
Uh,
Instagram was active a lot,
yeah.
you would know her.
All right.
So she's one of those. She's one of those influencers, and she's been married and divorced and stuff like that. I don't know if she's married or she was together with a guy or something like that. She was pregnant and was about to give birth, but she miscarried. She's been one very loud celebrity from the Gambia. And I will not take what she said seriously because if you know what it entails to truly love a woman and give her all she needs, you have to be prepared. And if you cannot stand the stress, sometimes it's better for you to stay single and just eat your cake and still have it.
Hmm.
Like some people do. Yes, because it's stressful. A woman wants you to care. A woman
The
wants you to,
passengers, please fasten your
a woman
seatbelts.
wants you to make
Our
her
next stop is Lane Shopping.
an important person in your life. She wants you to tell her everything. And some people in their struggles and in the process of getting to the position they want to be in life, they consider that as a distraction. So does that mean that at that point in time you are now a bi because you want to stay
No,
single?
it's a nonsense, isn't it? Really, but I
Yeah,
was
it makes
just
no sense. Okay. Yeah,
that
continue.
age bracket, even at any age, because there's just so much going on in the world now. You know,
Yes.
a man is
Yes.
the definition of being a man is constantly being recalibrated. You have to, you are always juggling and adjusting.
Yes.
It's not
Yes.
an easy journey.
Yes. Yes, I know it's okay for a woman to be single and have all her sex toys,
Mm.
but it's not okay for a man to be single and have maybe his hands or
Yeah.
I
All
mean,
right. Don't tell us
there are
all
ways.
your. We don't want to know what you do in the privacy of your own home.
No,
Zero,
I'm not. No,
please.
I'm just being I'm
Look at
just being
this guy.
explicit enough so that it is understood by every
Yeah.
young man that you see that's not a must that you will have somebody who's going to distract
Mm.
your target. If you have a target and you really want to follow it, a woman is not a must. Focus on
Or
what you really want and get it. If you're not happy, you cannot make her happy. That's it.
yes, that is
Yeah.
also a key thing. If you
Yeah.
are not happy, you cannot make. How can you not be happy and make somebody else happy. It's not possible.
Exactly.
Now. Yeah.
And when I don't get to where I want to get to, somebody bigger than she starts admiring somebody who's bigger than me. And then maybe somebody who's attained where he wants to be in life comes down, poaching, and then I stand there feeling rejected or feeling.
Are you in a public? Are you in a public place?
I'm in a bus actually, but it's okay. I can sit on. Okay, I mute myself when I'm not talking. Yeah.
No, I can hear. We can hear about that. That's fine. Let me take you then to the failed states that the Northerners have concluded. So I'm sure you agree. Of course, you've been a full-blood Igbo man.
No. You see, that's where you make a mistake. I speak from the position of facts and being a Nigerian, a proper Nigerian, without being biased. But because I'm Igbo doesn't mean you have to label me all the time, you know. And these days, so it's so difficult for an Igbo man.
Do you think I'm trying to narrow you? Do you think I try to limit you?
Yeah. People always narrow me before they finally find out who I am actually. I'm more Yoruba than Igbo if you go by my associations. You know, but because I don't know, maybe I should just have a Yoruba name to back it up, because people, even the person that brought me out of Nigeria is Yoruba. That's the story for that day anyway. So you see, he didn't demand anything from me. I still give him his respect till tomorrow. So that aside, you know, the case of being a failed state, it's true. Nigeria is a failed state. The president is clueless, but he has the backing of the military, and that's why we're still existing as one entity. He has the backing of the Nigerian military. He has succeeded in putting his lieutenants everywhere. Don't forget, this man was a military general. Yes, all the backing of the North. He has succeeded in making and beating and, you know, there's what we call mobbing. That's bullying his way into staying, pulled out those he doesn't want, who is foresaw as opponents, and is currently enjoying his power. Ultimate autocracy. That's what we have today. Nobody can go against it. You see what they do. They even scramble the promotion list, take away all the Southerners, push forward the Northerners, Fulani, and then that's his key way of maintaining power. He doesn't want to dilute it because he doesn't want anybody who's going to, you know, bring down his government in any way. At that top level, it's just solely him and his brothers. So look at what he has brought us to today. A Buhari that doesn't have any economic acumen. So this is where
he doesn't understand anything. You know,
where we have so much.
Yes. When Nigeria needed, when the Naira needed recalibrating in 2016, and everybody was recommending that you have to devalue this money. He said, I'm not going to kill the Naira, this, that, and the other. They're saying, look, you have to act quick. This guy tarried and delayed until the point we were having almost 4 exchange rates. People were just feasting on the market, and this guy was saying he wants to hold the Naira by force. He thinks that's just the thing. Now, he doesn't, like you said, he doesn't understand anything. He wants to use force to hold the currency.
He doesn't understand the economy, and he doesn't know how to correlate the economy with security, because the country has to be safe for it to blossom. And it doesn't even, you know, from the beginning, I don't know why our economists keep beating about the bush when they can look straight into the country and say, this is the problem. We're not producing anything. We're a rent-seeking state. And those things they sell out are going out of fashion. In the next 10 years, petroleum will be more hazardous than important for transportation. What are we going to do? We're not producing anything. We have iron ore in that country. We are not bringing it out. We are not boiling it to make it into shapes. We are not producing any technology. We are not selling anything we manufacture. Even the cocoa we don't produce. So tell me, even to our people, we cannot sell what we produce. Even the rice economy that they were all campaigning about is not functioning because people are in the forest killing farmers. So tell me, is that not that's how deeply failed the country is? Because if you can't even farm, you cannot even do the primary thing of producing your own food you eat. Then I'm still saying it, a smaller country will produce and sell to us and make money out of Nigerians before we We need patriotism to get out of this, and we don't have it. What we have are sectionists, ethnicists, bigots who believe in their own religion and their own ethnic group, and we cannot get anywhere with this current attitude. It has polarized the country so much that before we needed to get together, form one strong bond, and then push. That was the way forward. But it has gotten to this space where we don't even want to see eye to eye. The Yoruba man is angry, the Yoruba man is angry, the Igbo man is angry at the government and at themselves. So tell me, if you can't be together, who's going to produce? Do you see all these young boys producing helicopters that fly maybe for 1, 2, 3 minutes and then land it? That is the technology you need to produce the real helicopter. If you can get it from that point, from the robot point, you can still get it from the real point. But you don't encourage this. You go buy weapons when these Biafran boys are making weapons in the southeast. You don't listen. What is in a weapon that cannot be you? The Chinese just open the weapon, they look at all what is inside and fix it, and then they make their own. Why are you going to you borrow money and then you go buy weapons to kill your citizens? This guy is just a waste of space.
No, these 8 years of Buhari are going to be, if it was just a waste, then we will say we can recover, but the damage that he would have done, it would take real an act of God. The psyche, the psychological impact alone of this Buhari administration on the Nigerian mental space.
Yes,
you know,
because you see, after
people don't even know what to think anymore, how to think, what to do, how to act. Every brain is scrambled.
Yes, everybody is close to being either a person who can defend himself or a person who can kill, because this is what it brings to you. When you see death, you're closer to death. That means you're closer to picking a weapon to defend yourself. That means it's easy for you to pick a weapon and whack a person who goes against you, who tries to.
And once you've done that once, you've crossed a threshold.
You can do it all.
You've crossed a taboo.
Yes. Most of these boys who are doing these killings in the southeast, they've seen blood. Even if Buhari goes, there will still be this thing. That's what happens.
Yes, they won't then go back to choir boys. No, they'll just go into armed robbers, kidnappers.
Yes. And this is all over the country. So how do we recover from this? I'm so angry that Buhari is too old. I wish he was young enough so that
to face the music.
Yes, it's solitary confinement. But this guy is going to claim Alzheimer's. That's my worry. He's going to claim Alzheimer's, and a lot of information that we want to pull out will be lost with him, because he's almost he's a skeleton already. And that's the most annoying thing. No love in his veins. No, nothing is important to him. He's just wrecking everything. Does he
think that life ends with him, or does he not know that life goes on after him?
My dear, you can just compare this guy to a psychopathological case. Does a psychopathological case? Yes. Does a psychopath know how to feel? Does he have what's it called? A conscience? Does he know how to expect consequences? No. That's what I'm saying. It's just like you're dealing with a freight or a ghost. You know, somebody has to have feelings and a conscience to be able to know that, oh, this is not right in the eyes of Allah or God. He worships none of those. He's strictly his own God. He's strictly his own God. Look at what this guy said when they asked him, the Al Jazeera asked him, what about those students who are going to school? How would they get their own dollars? He said, bluntly, if you watch that interview, you will know that you're.
I saw it now.
He said, it's not a problem.
I think he said stuff. He said stuff flock. That's what he said.
Yes, exactly. The interviewer asked him, so it's tough luck. He said yes. You know, so you have to go back. I've followed with keen interest everything that happened in the country. You know, when you're outside the country, you are more interested in what's happening. So I follow with keen interest. That's why when I speak to you, I speak from all these things put together. They've already shaped my thinking and my opinions. I pour it out the way it is. This man has no sympathy, no empathy at all. He's just there and he's doing his bit and he's allowing his lieutenants to just ravish the country without any cause. Just, this is just mutiny in disguise.
All
So
right.
it's failed already.
All right. Thank you. We have Exiro joining us, so I'll give the final words to him and then I'll shut down. So Exiro, to you.
Yeah, the final word. My final word, you mean?
No, you'll be the last window. So yeah, good to see you.
Yeah, thank you. And I just want to say, finally, I just want to say, please, when you speak with me, when I speak with you here, I want you to have in your mind that.
Oh no, sorry, not you, Exiro. Sorry, I do beg your pardon. I meant Ahizon, yeah, Ahizon.
Okay, Ahizon. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, one man, thank you. I'm always calling late and extending your show.
Well, that's it. I was just waiting for Exiro to finish and then I shut it down, but then you came in. So yeah.
I apologize on that.
No,
my timing is always bad.
No, it's fine.
Okay, typical Nigerian, eh?
This is it now, African time.
Ajale Kokoayelo, and then Thomas, how you doing?
Hey, how are you, Aizan?
I did well, thank you, my brother. So yeah, I was listening to Ejiro. I just have two quick questions, so not to extend Ajale Koko's time too much. I I listened to a lot of the criticisms you have for Buhari, and for the sake of putting forward a very solid argument or a solid case, can you name 3 verifiable factual things that Buhari has done that have made him this villain running the country?
That's to you, Exiro.
Exiro, sorry.
Okay, I think we've lost him.
No, I'm here.
All right, did you hear it?
Yeah, he said I should say 3 verifiable things that Buhari has done.
Verifiable factual.
Why you are calling him bad?
And Ejiro, let me put this disclaimer before you continue. I agree with a lot of your statements, your main argument about Buhari being a failure. I'm putting this question to you because if we had someone that was a Buhari supporter on this call right now, or someone that was sensitive to defending a Katsina man, they would come at you with this question. So I want to just put this forward to you to see if you can defend your position.
Oh, you mean me, right?
Go ahead. Yes, you.
Okay. First, I'll tell you what he has undone, what he has not done, which is equal to what he has done. You see, number one is when you see insecurity and you don't nip it in the bud like it's supposed to be done. That's number one. Refusal to name names and follow thoroughly the due process of dealing with terrorists is the number one crime that man has committed against the people of Nigeria. You are the chief security officer. The number one priority of the chief security officer of the state is to protect lives and properties. He refused to call out the name of what the bandits are, which is terrorists. Bandits don't bring bring down helicopters and planes.
Exiro, the
Yes.
argument, the counter argument to that would be, they will say, well, the court has labeled them terrorists now, and they've been bombing these bandits in the north, in Kaduna, in Zamfara for months now. They cut off their telecommunication for quite some time as well. He has bought the Tekano aircraft. He has gone abroad and has solicited the help of the United States military.
No.
I'm putting forward. No.
I know, but you know.
Yeah, and by the way, they've labeled them terrorists. So
yes, but that's
the counter argument.
That is now after how many years? Does it mean to tell us that he doesn't have a common sense? That he had to wait up till now to accept what we have been telling him for the past 2, 3, 4 years? I think it's more than 4 years. So it's number one crime against us. Did you see the Lekki massacre?
Which some Nigerians are disputing.
No, that's not
by
an
the way.
excuse. That's not an
So
excuse.
some people are
Because
some people are disputing it. Listen, I agree with you. I think there was a massacre, but and the reason why I'm doing this X0 is because a lot of times, you know, we make this we make these arguments, but
Yes.
if we don't have a solid footing on some of these arguments, people will come
Yes.
and try to throw you off the argument, and at the end of the day, you find out that they're saying essentially Buhari wasn't that bad, and they'll rewrite history. That he was actually one of the few good presidents. He built a road. He built railway from Lagos to Ibadan. He has improved the relationship and trade between us and them in Maradi. He has the narrative. One man, I know you know what I'm talking about. The narrative changes.
I know what you're talking about, but
and they distort history.
It's not,
and Nigerians move on, and we move on, and we accept this narrative that this man was a good president. So that's why I'm asking this question.
I don't think that narrative can be painted, because the bad that Buhari has done, it has impacted individually and physically on people. People have been killed. People have suffered. People have had to go to places in life where they never thought they would have to go as a result of Buhari. So everybody has been visited upon by this guy and his administration. So there is a lived experience for a vast swathe of the country. Look at what the Northern Group said. People being displaced, people refugee, communities sacked, just everything debased, slaughtering everywhere. These are lived experience. What they are saying, they are individualized in human lives, which happened. And they all heard the outcry to the government to say, do something about it. And they all saw the pushback from Buhari saying, get along with your neighbors. So I don't think you can rebrand Buhari, but thank you.
One man, Nigerians have short memories, and we move on with things.
Nigerians don't have short memory. Nigerians, I think, just think that life is too short to hold on to these things. Nigerians remembered what they suffered under Abacha. They remembered what they suffered under Babangida. They remember all these experiences, but they cannot cling on to it because they will just go mad. That's just the thing.
And zero accountability.
Yes, and zero. But that is the problem. But thank you, gentlemen. It's just really, you always, I think I'm starting to suspect you, Izon, you come in at the last minute and make the conversation interesting. This is what you're doing.
Well, you know what? One man, I was trying to call in last night and the night before when Ajale Koko and Jafar got into a boxing match.
Yes.
But it was too full. It was at 10 people already, so I couldn't call in.
Why didn't you call in when Ajale Koko was trying to kill me here?
To give you a busy.
Ajale Koko is the Egbon, undisputed champion. You can't challenge.
The Koko here is held by Ajale Koko. Everybody gets a flogging.
I'm still suffering from the Koboko.
When Ajale Koko says, "What are you talking about?" Then I just come up the screen because I know this one is beyond my. When you start to hear, "What are you talking about?" Then I come up the screen because I know that one is beyond my pay grade. Let them just let them go. So your own. When he says, "What are you talking about?" So I release you to. I pray for you, and then I release you to, whatever comes next. So thank you, gentlemen. Always a delight in your company. And Izon, don't come in so late anymore and make things interesting. But thank you, gentlemen. We leave it there.
Sorry, my brother. Sorry.
Reconvene in the evening. But here I say peace.
All right.